Hope you're doing good. Micah back with another video. Back here to talk about the iPhone 15 Pro 6 months later. Half a year later, how has the iPhone 15 Pro been? We're going to get into all the ins and outs, software, hardware, battery life, the overall recommendation as to whether or not you should purchase something like this. So before we get into all that, if you guys haven't already, make sure you like the like button, subscribe to the channel, don't notification bell. It's all free. That was some videos. So you and I can sit back, check, see what's cracking. There's about 97% of you guys that are not subscribed when you guys watch the video, which means that only about 2.5 to 3% of you guys are returning. We need those who, especially if you're repeat watchers, finally hit that subscribe button. Check out the channel to see the other content we got going on here, because there's a lot that I've been pushing out for you guys. So I would definitely appreciate the support. Now let's get into the video. And the first one we're talking about is that hardware. 6 months later, how's this natural titanium held up? Well, this was a great color to get regardless, because I don't think that's anything there. Nope. Natural titanium, this is the natural look of titanium. And what's nice about that is, even if it did start getting dinged up, you wouldn't quite notice it because the undertone is natural titanium. So this is the color of natural titanium. Great color to choose. I definitely would have liked white as well, but I could not go wrong with this natural titanium. And I don't, even with my Galaxy S24 Plus, I've only really started trying to rock a case here and there more often this year. But this phone has no screen protector on it. This phone has suffered falling out of my pocket several, despite it being the smaller size iPhone 15 Pro. This phone has fell out of my pocket, slid out of my pocket in the car, fell in between the gaps between the center console and the and the seat. It says fell off the couch. I've thrown this on the couch. It's bounced off the couch, landed on the floor, our hardwood vinyl floor. And as you see, there is no damage. Even there, that looks like dirt on the camera module. Let's go ahead and wipe that off. Ta-da! Brand new again. So just continue to keep your devices clean by using microfiber cloths to clean them off from time to time, and they will stay immaculate. Even the Apple logo is still in solid shape. So from a hardware perspective, Apple has been up there when it comes to premium, clean hardware. The buttons are still tactile. Gotta love that action button. Just a great button to fidget with as well, because you have to press and hold it. So if you just want to sit there and click it, you can. It's not doing nothing until you press and hold. And for this video, I probably should have it on silent. Hardware is upstanding. Camera module is upstanding. I don't really quite have any issues when laying it down, and it's only, oh no, it's up here too with this phone. That's because it is a pretty large camera module. But as you see, I don't really press that up there on the top side of the phone often. It's usually at the bottom, swiping up, typing and all that. This phone feels great in the hand as usual because it is a smaller brethren. And I'm actually tempted to get the bigger brethren next time because of my solid experience with my Galaxy S24 Plus. The choice of smoothing out the frames, making them feel real soft and just comfortable. The handleability is more than excellent to potentially handle the bigger size 6.7 or potentially 6.9 inch. But if this size goes to 6.3, I'll probably maintain this because at least it did get a little bigger. So I'm also considering that aspect of the iPhone 16s coming out later this year. Software wise, how has software been on the iPhone 15 Pro? Well, upon swiping in, and whoa, well, that was an interesting glitch. So let's try this again. Okay, now we're in. So I swiped up, it caught my face, and then immediately went right back to turn the screen turning off, which was interesting. Never experienced that before until there. I can also say I have not noticed or experienced the bug that I was having where when the screen is off trying to swipe up and it would lag and freeze. Have not experienced that since upgrading or updating to iOS 17.4.1. So it has been a phenomenal experience from that perspective. That was a smaller update that really didn't do a lot to address very small minimal things in the background, and whether or not that was one of the things, I haven't really had any issues with the software since downloading iOS 17.4.1. In terms of my widgets, I have a couple here that I could use, but I definitely like the more transparent background. I'm using Widgie, of course. So I've done a video on Widgie. If you guys want to check that out on the channel, maybe I'll leave the link in the description box for you guys. Widgie has had no problems with this. I like it. I've been able to tune it so that way when I click on the clock or the date, it'll bring up my calendar. If I click on the weather, it'll bring up my weather. And then, of course, I can just swipe over because I do have a weather widget right here with my water minder, being able to track all my liquids that I consume. And then I have my Apple News there, and I haven't had any issue. The one issue I have had with the Apple News is that whenever I try to look up Samsung's, and when it refreshes on Samsung, sometimes it acts like it can't refresh Samsung. So I don't know if that's Apple being petty within the software, where having a Samsung-based news feed, it likes to bug out because it literally does not bug out on consumer electronics. It does not bug out on technology. It does not bug out on Apple, but it will bug out on Samsung, where all the articles disappear and it says can't load stories. So I'm wondering if Apple is being petty there, or is it just a happy coincidence that only Samsung's new feed gets jacked up? So I found that to be interesting for sure. And then I have a third page with random apps that I've downloaded that I may or may not keep, that I have to find a way to work into the rest of the flow here. But considering it's my third page, it's not a problem, and it has not hindered any use. And of course, this is my main page. I kept this nice and small with my battery indicators down at the bottom. Looks like everything's charged pretty well except for the iPhone. So software wise has again been good. I like using the notification summary because I get to keep things in a certain things in the summary that I either do need or that I can easily swipe away. The only time it can be hard to swipe away stuff in the notification summary is if you have two and it doesn't like swiping one of them away. It'll like fuse the two notifications together. In this case, I just have my water miner in here, which I actually took out. But that's the only thing I've noticed with the notification summary. So I don't know if that's a bug or maybe I have to retweak the summary, but sometimes it'll like fuse notifications and then I end up accidentally swiping away both of them. So take that for what you will, but nothing crazy. And as you guys can see here, we're still good. Apple did officially fix that notification jumpy bug. So the software wise has been absolutely phenomenal on here. Very speedy. Threads, I think that's a thread-based situation where Threads can take some time to upload the content that you drop on it. Like if I upload on Twitter or X, it'll upload instantly. But when I upload on Threads, it takes about 10 seconds or so to finally upload just a phrase. And so I think that's just a Threads thing that needs to get updated. Otherwise, haven't had any issues. Side note on software, I don't like Instagram because Instagram's getting annoying with how they do their algorithms. You can't even accidentally click on one thing without it now trying to flood your Explore page with stuff. Instagram need to fix their algorithm stuff. Now moving on to the battery life. Battery life has been amazing, although I can also say, just like with my Galaxy S24 Plus, my iPhone 15 Pro, I've seen an ever slight dip in battery life over time here, and I think it might be because of iOS 17.4.1, or I'm just a little bit more widget happy, and I'm leaning towards a widget happiness because as you guys can see on the outset, I use always on display, but just the blacked out version. I don't use the wallpaper. I'm tempted to go back to it because at the end of the day, the phone still lasts me more than long enough to where like I don't have to be that cautious with my battery life. I can actually take advantage of the features that I like from them because I haven't charged this in about since yesterday. And so if we come in here to settings and then come down here to battery, it should say last charged. So Sunday 8 p.m. was the last time it was charged. That don't make no sense. Oh, that was the last charge of 72%. But as you guys can see, it looks like it's been some. I don't like the way Apple does their thing anymore because that's not as descriptive. Sunday 8:09. I don't remember this being on the charger. That was 72%. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it was on the charger. So that's the thing. Because I got a new car and I have to do wired CarPlay, it automatically charges the device. And so that's going to throw off my battery settings, I think, to some degree. And it may throw off my battery health because I have to have it plugged in to use CarPlay. That's one of the annoying things about wired CarPlay, which is why I'm looking to potentially invest in the wireless CarPlay for the car. But nonetheless, that's just a small nitpick. I don't think it'll affect my battery life overall. If we check battery health, I'm still sitting at 100%, thankfully. And because I don't charge my phone that often, I only have 183 charge cycles. So my charge cycles are pretty low for how long I've had the device. And even prior to having wired CarPlay, I charge this device like once every other day, like fully charge it once every other day. So those little trickle charge moments shouldn't really affect the battery life all that much. And I don't have long enough rides where it has a substantial effect on battery. So that's something I have been considering in terms of something that may affect my battery life. But I do feel like it has been solid regardless, and it will maintain its solidarity as I continue to use the iPhone 15 Pro. So overall, can I recommend this device? I definitely can, especially if you're not really caring about the iPhone 16 models. I would say grab an iPhone 15 series or iPhone 15 Pro in particular. If you're not looking for a Pro model, I could probably say you could wait on the iPhone 16 because I think that'll be better than the iPhone 15. But if you're looking for a Pro series, you're probably good to grab an iPhone 15 Pro, skip the iPhone 16, and look to upgrade with iPhone 17. That's just my thought, my opinion, my recommendation. So I definitely can recommend the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max because of how solid they are, how consistent they've been, and the confidence I've been having in this device on a day in, day out basis. I ultimately don't think about battery life. I don't think about whether or not the software is going to fail me, and I don't think about whether or not my phone's going to get scratched up because so far it hasn't. And so it gives me confidence to continue to rock out and enjoy my phone the way I want to. And that's the power of having a good phone in your pocket. So let me know down in the comment section below, do you have an iPhone? Are you thinking about grabbing an iPhone? Are you thinking about leaving iPhone? The comment section is open for discussion. But again, as always, if you guys haven't already, make sure to like the like button, subscribe to the channel, the notification bell. It's all free. That way, in my videos, you and I can sit back, chill, see what's cracking. But your man Micah signing out until the next video. Wait for it.